5-mile roval. We're going to see great passing tonight in turns 1, 2, 6, 9, and 10 and 11 are high speed, a lot of fun. This place, folks, is going to offer some great action tonight.
Let's take a look at how they will line up for the third round of this series. And on pole for the second time in succession, as we heard, David Donahue and Mike Borkowski. 0.3 of a second quicker than Terry Borchella in the Chevy-powered Doran. That should be a close battle. Back on row 2, Law and Lally. This car should impress tonight. Haywood and France, the points leaders, they're quietly confident yet again. Now, the first GTS car you see is Barbosa. However, he is not the pole sitter for that class. I'll tell you more in a moment. However, Court Wagner and Brent Martini are the GT pole sitters. Stanton will start there alongside John Chevy Levy. He teams up with Kenny Buff again in Buff's car this time. We get back to Kerry Hitt. Hugh Plum is in there with Brian Cunningham in the Marcus Motorsports M3 BMW. Mark Bunting filling in the number 66 GT Porsche. Kevin Buckler away at Le Mans duty. Richard Steranka is in there as well. Steve Marshall, Danny Marshall, and Sean Bailiff, the only SRP2 class car here. And back on the 8th row is the GTS class pole sitter, Tommy Riggins and Dave McAvern. However, they made an engine change after qualifying. They will be rewarded with that pole position. However, they do start back in 15th. Jack, how do you see this race starting? Who's going to get the jump? Who's going to have the early advantage?
I'll tell you what, Mark, David said at the top of the show that, he was he would hold back, and he was thinking about holding back. Bull. He is frustrated. He wants to lead. He wants to win this race. He wants to command it. He's going to lead. He's going to lead every lap. Nothing but win. Well,
he's shown us that speed before. He's shown us that brutal speed before. They just need the reliability, and let's hope it comes David Donahue's way. Mike Borkowski is desperately low on seat time in that car. He is looking forward to it here in front of his home crowd in Phoenix, Arizona. He wants plenty of time in that car to show them just what he can do in that Porsche-powered Red Bull Fab car. Let's have a look at two of the onboards. Excuse me a moment, Jack. Two of the onboards. We start with the number 54, Terry Borchella, another local here in Phoenix. This car owned by Forrest Barber, his co-driver, and Terry will be all fired up to do well today. Here's our pole man, David Donahue. He was just gesturing there to the pace car saying, come on, let's get this thing rolling. Let's move it along. I'm keen to go.
Well, you see how the sun was shining in the cockpit on the helmets and the lenses? Well, that's a real problem as the sun sets. The sun will blind you coming off of Speedway 4, and it makes it real difficult going into the night. It's better when it gets dark, but it's just that time of the day. You can see how bright it is right now.
Race analysis, 166 laps or 2 3/4 hours, whichever comes first, and it will be at minimum a 2-stop race. We'll update you as we go through this one. It is round 3 of the Rolex Sports Car Series, and we are working our way towards the green flag. You ride with the Red Bull Porsche-powered Brumos Daytona prototype, and look at that sun. What an impact that will have in the early stages of this race. They wind it up, the revs rise, and the feet go to the floor. Here we go, round 3 for the Rolex Sports Car Series, and look at the Chevy-powered Doran. It swoops into the lead straight away.
Wow, that was a beautiful move by Terry. Got in there and got the lead. That was great.
The Piccio was hustling Hurley Haywood as well. Darren Law wasn't hanging around. He tucked up on the inside of Hurley Haywood there. So the Piccio maintains its qualifying position. We ride now with David Donahue. This is the tight infield section.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. David, when you're on the pole, you want to lead the first lap. And Terry came in there and took it away from him. He wants that lead back, and he wants it back now.
Let's see if he can get it back and how quickly he can get it back, if at all. This is the best showing, the best early showing we've seen from the Chevy-powered Doran. The Bell Motorsports 54 with Terry Borchella behind the wheel. He was so disappointed in Homestead when the overheating problems just overtook that car and ground it to a halt. Let's hope they have a positive, strong run today.
He told me in qualifying that he could have gone faster. And I'm not surprised on the start because the torque of that Chevrolet engine got him off the line. But look at the inside move. David's coming back on the inside, trying to set that pass up.
And watch for the inside too. The Piccio is not hanging around for anyone.
No, he couldn't quite get there, but he's working it. Terry's wiggling that car a little bit. Oh, I mean, this is good. This is good, folks.
You've got the Doran, the Chevy-powered Doran for Bell Motorsports leading the way from the Porsche-powered Fab car. David Donahue behind Terry Borchella, and right in behind where we're sitting now is the BMW-powered Piccio.
Okay, now right now, David, if he can set up a run right now, David can maybe get an inside pass on Terry, but he's got to get a good run off the carousel. Let's see if he can pull it off. He's looking inside, can't quite get there. Nope, can't do it. Meanwhile, Darren Law sitting back there in that Picchio thinking, if I can just, when he's not looking at me, if I can just sneak up on him, maybe I can put him back to third.
The fifth car there you saw just in shot. That's Joao Barbosa team with the Englishman Martin Short. We'll talk more about those guys. They're the best in GTS. Here comes the Picchio. Very impressive this weekend, the yellow machine. The Italian chassis with the German engine in it. And Darren Law, after a very strong run, the heat got the better of him as well in Homestead. He is all fired up to achieve, and this is the best start we've seen from this new category. All 4 Daytona prototypes running nose to tail.
Absolutely, and you see where Hurley is. Hurley's sitting back there watching those 3 and just being cool, taking care of his car. He doesn't want to get involved with that. It's not time. That's not Hurley's style. If they make a mistake, he'll take advantage. But I tell you, David wants to lead. This wasn't part of his plan. David's plan was to be up front, and he's going to, there it is, inside. Nice move.
Great move on the inside.
And the Picchio came with him.
Side by
Darren
side.
pushes him to the outside. Okay, door to door, down the back straight. Who's going to win into the oval?
So now you've got David Donahue up front. We've got a new race leader. Back in second, the Doran is fighting for position there, and the Picchio isn't hanging around at all. Watch Darren Law size him up on the inside. He's not close enough, and Hurley Haywood thinks about it as well. So it's the Red Bull Porsche-powered Fab car out in front. Then it's back to Terry Borchella, Darren Law, and Hurley Haywood. Barbosa is running 5th. We've had a change of GT class leader, and that is Craig Stanton in the Bell Motorsports BMW M3. He's leading that class from the Ferrari 360 of Kurt Wagner. They settle into a rhythm now, and finally Donahue is back out in front. Some clean air.
What David would like to do now is get rid of these guys. Drive off, edge away from them. Don't tear the car up. Boy, he's already into traffic. Look at this. He's already coming up on traffic.
Coming up on some of the GT cars.
And he caught traffic at not a good spot. Not a good spot. Hurt him a little bit coming off.
And that's only after 3 laps. These guys are flying. Let's have a look at the main move of the race so far. Let's take our first replay, and let's see that positional change.
Down on the inside. I'm surprised he got Terry so early like that. I mean, Terry... And the Picchio came with him, pushed Terry right to the outside. But look at the power of the door. That Chevy pulled back.
This is precisely where David Donahue wanted to be.
Now listen to how his car's handling through there. Listen, that car rotates to the corner real nice. Real smooth. He's edging away a little at a time. Car length a lap.
He's got a slight margin. The hustle is happening for second. It's Borchella and Darren Law, the 2 locals from here, Phoenix, Arizona. The only 2 guys that have been on the podium every single year here.
And you've got a Porsche out front, a Chevy in second, a BMW in third, and a Porsche fourth in the DP class.
We ride now with Terry Borchella. Whoa, he's been hustled, he's been muscled by the Picchio. It gets through, and so too does Hurley Haywood. You were riding live there with Terry Borchella as he suddenly went from second to 4th.
Terry must have problems at turn 9.
He's gone wide again. Oh, and he's got caught up there. Right, well, Darren Law had good position.
Tell you what, he got sandwiched. He was looking at that red Firebird, and Darren snuck up on him, got him. That's what happens. You know, you can't look in 2 directions at once.
So the traffic is starting to come into play now, big time.
Now let's see if Darren can run down David right now in the Red Bull car. Because I know Darren, okay, it's my turn. That Picchio has shown really good speed all during practice. It was quick. I watched it on the infield. I like what I saw. I thought that car really
look at this,
quick.
Look at this. Borchella on the inside of Haywood. Can't quite do it, though. Oh, look at the traffic already. This is only after 5 laps.
It's unbelievable. Look at Darren came around the outside. Oh.
This is it. This is great stuff. The opening stanza in round 3. There is so much more to come. Stay with round 3 of the Rolex Sports Car Series. We ride with race leader in the Red Bull, Brumos Porsche, David Donahue at the wheel. 2 times a pole sitter this year, but has never yet had a good, solid result. Hasn't finished either of the 2 rounds so far. He's being chased, hounded by the BMW-powered Picchio of Darren Law. Terry Borchella here in the Doran, and it's got Chevy power in it. Then we go back to the points leader, Hurley Haywood.
Boy, that has been wild so far.
Let's take a look at a replay, Jack, while we're away. The action is coming thick and fast. Take a look at this.
And look at this as they come up on that, I think it's a Firebird. They split him. Darren goes on the outside. David goes on the inside. Hurley goes down on the inside. These guys aren't backing off. I mean, they've got to stay with each other. They don't want anybody to get away. Look at Darren. He is okay. David's gotten hung up in traffic.
Now look at this. Here comes the Doran. Here comes the Doran. He splits him. Oh, great move. Terry Borchella
Can't
has
make
pushed off Darren Law to one side and comes right up on David Donahue. Now look at that. The Picchio has switched to the other side. This is awesome.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Darren's got the advantage right now. Darren's got the advantage right now.
Look at this. We've had a change of race lead again.
Beautiful driving by Darren Law right there. That was a beautiful move.
He is pushing so hard. Darren Law in that Picchio now takes the lead for the first time in the race. So the Doran has led. The Brumos Porsche has led. And now the Picchio has its nose in front.
You know, meanwhile, look where Hurley is.
Yep.
He's back there. He's just taking care of his car. These guys are up there going at it. I mean, but you know, good clean racing. They're not banging into each other. They're giving each other the professional courtesy on the racetrack. That's good. That's the way it needs to be. You know, you can always knock somebody out of the way, but that's not the way the game should be played.
We've been focusing on this battle, and rightly so, because it's been very intriguing. But I need to update you that Tommy Riggins has come from 15th to 6th. He runs second in class now, and here we go. The Doran looks to get on the inside of the Brumos, the Red Bull car, yet again, but unsuccessful. It's still Joao Barbosa in the Mosler, leads the way in GTS. Court Wagner has got ahead, and now he leads GT. Second in GT is Craig Stanton. Third is the Marcus Motorsports M3, and that is Hugh Plum at the wheel. This is the battle for fifth, the GTS lead, and look at Joao Barbosa in the Mosler. He is really muscling hard and defending.
Had to drive it over the curb to keep off the Mustang's fender.
Tommy Riggins, good start and a very positive, powerful surge from 15th to 6th as he heads towards. He too, like David Donahue, has been blisteringly quick in qualifying, but there's been some mechanical issues that have let him down in the race as far as results are concerned.
Ooh,
and Barbosa able to squeeze through. This will be tight. This will be an interesting battle in the GTS class.
I think that Mustang's got some real good power, and I talked to Tommy. He said it was real good on the oval. He said he could get through the oval real well. So let's see what happens here coming down the front straightaway. Let's see if Tommy can set up that pass, get that run going. You can actually pick up a draft late on the speedway, on the front straightaway. See, he's got the draft, pulls out on the inside. Nice pass. That's the way it's supposed to be done, folks.
Well, I can tell you that last time around, his lap was 6/10 faster than our race leader, Darren Law.
Wow.
Guy Hobbs.
Yeah, we're down here with John Chevy Levy and Kenny Buck. Remember, they won the last round in Miami in GTS. Well, out early at the moment with a brake problem on the left side. Going to work on that. They're going to try to get this car back out and back running because, as I mentioned, they are the champions from Miami. And just a quick point for you, Lee. Remember, we were discussing in the panel today whether John Chevy Levy would finally get a new paint job, and we decided he did.
Yeah, it's Kenny Buck's car.
Yeah, he didn't get a new paint job. He's got a different car.
Yeah.
They keep this one out on the West Coast, which belongs to Kenny, and then the one that belongs to John Chevy Levy, they keep on the East Coast.
Well, they're taking it very seriously, their campaign this year, and they really want to try and use their resources the best that they can and do as many rounds of the Rolex Sports Car Series that they can. We now ride again with David Donahue. Let's have a listen. Has a think about it, looks on the inside and this pass will stick. Whoa, it's tight. Contact, was there? Maybe not. That was very close.
Very close. Boy, I tell you, he almost got him there. You know, Darren, once he got the lead, got a little daylight, boy, he can get out there, especially around the oval.
These guys seem to have put a couple of seconds on Hurley Haywood. We ride with Terry Borchella in the Doran.
That sun right there, as you come through there, that blinds you, completely blinds you for a period of time. You can't see the wall, which is what you don't want to hit.
Here's the replay of that earlier incident. Let's just look how close this was between Donahue and Law.
I mean, Donahue did everything he could do to keep from hitting Darren, which was, I commend David for that. But nobody wants to hit each other at this stage of the game. You don't want to damage anything. You can't. You don't. These little things on the corner, these little things sticking out, those little they call them fences. You don't want to knock those off the car.
Chris Neville, what do you have for us?
Well, I'm down here with Andy Lally, Darren Law's co-driver. It looks like he's having a ball out there. Are you just going crazy here wanting to get the car?
I'm standing up on the podium here screaming already. Darren's in a dogfight out there, and I want in bad, man. It's a great race out there.
Now, Andy, you haven't had a lot of time in this car. You think you're ready to get in it the second half of this race?
I'm chomping at the bit, man. I want to get out there. I did about 20, 25 laps in practice, so I think I'm good to go. I'm just ready. It's going to be a tough one later. If they're stacked up like this when I get in, I'm looking forward to a big fight.
Well, I came down here and Andy was jumping up and down cheering for his teammate. These guys are excited.
Jack, this is the interesting thing. 3 out of the 4 Daytona prototypes, 3 out of the 4 co-drivers have not had a lot of seat time. Of course, JC France has. He did a marvelous job. He led 33 laps at Homestead. But you look at it, Darren Law's teammate, Andy Lally, we've just heard from, hasn't had much seat time. Borkowski, who is David Donahue's teammate, not much seat time. And Forrest Barber, who's Terry Borchella's co-driver, not much seat time either. How's that going to affect him today?
Well, I mean, it's all new. They haven't had time to get seat time. So, but I'll tell you what, everybody gets out of the car, what do they say? These things are fun to drive, easy to drive. Good race cars, okay? So it's not that tough.
Change here, look at this, the Doran on the outside of the Brumos. And that move sticks. Terry Borchella, nice outside move.
I'll tell you, turn 9 is the most valuable piece of real estate on this racetrack. That's the best passing place on the track, and it also leads you to the back straightaway, which is the most important, you know, that's where the speed is. You get your speed up.
Guy.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. Jack found a friend of yours who's had lots of seat time. Didier Tays, Didier, a Phoenix native just coming out here to enjoy the racing.
Well, definitely, a little bit of the sad way, but you know, I always enjoy this type of racing. I came to see the progress, you know, of the Doran car. With some testing, you know, they improved the car quite a bit, and I look forward to do the Watkins Glen 6 hours with them.
You say a sad moment, the sad moment being that you're not in Le Mans for the first time in 9 years on this date, but that means there's a good news to it.
Yeah, more or less, yes. You know, I look at the entries this year, and I didn't feel comfortable to drive anything over there just for the race. You know, I like to do a good result over there. You know, I skipped the test. Maybe I will do the race. I don't know, but at this time, I don't plan to go to the race. My next race will be the Glen 6 hours.
But the good news I'm referring to is you get to have dinner with your daughter who has her 9th birthday tonight.
Yeah, actually it's the first time. She's 9 years old today, and it's the first time I will share her birthday with her. Because Le Mans, you know, always happen the first weekend of May. That's a good news.
All right, Didier Tays is, of course, the defending champion of the Rolex Sports Car Series.
Great to see Didier here, and we hope to see him in a Daytona prototype again very soon. Plenty more from Phoenix International coming up. You ride with the new race leader again. You can just see out his window. Look at David Donahue looking over at Darren Law. He's just squeezed through on the inside, coming through turn 9, and regains the lead of this 166-lap race.
And door to door down the back straightaway into the old. Oh man, this is a done. This is going to go on and on like this.
Well, they are well and truly in amongst the back markers, the traffic. They're coming through the GT cars, and they must do it as a group. That's why we no longer see Hurley Haywood there. He's some 6 seconds in arrears of this leading trio.
Yeah, he got dumped in traffic somewhere back, and it's tough because all 3 cars have to get by every time or somebody gets dumped. And it's hard to get 4 by. I mean, they string out, and there's just not that much room.
Look at this on board with the Doran. Now the Picquiao will have the inside run, but Borchella makes it stick.
The question I have is, as hard as Darren's been driving his car, has it been taking a toll on the car? Are his tires going off? I mean, what's the situation? I don't know. He knows. But as a driver, you know, does he have to back off a little bit at this point? Meanwhile, David's gotten a pretty good jump out on him.
Chris?
Hey guys, I'm down here with Mike Borkowski, who's in a very different mood than we just saw with Andy Lally. Mike, there's an absolute street fight going on the racetrack out there, and you're just kind of calm, cool, collective, waiting your time.
Well, we got about 130-degree cockpit temperature in the car, so I'm going to need every bit of energy I can get, so no need to waste any of it now. I'm just relaxing. Put some Red Bull in David's can, so hopefully he keeps going for a long time and lets me bring it home for the win.
Very different sort of excitement down here in the Brumos pit than what we saw with Andy Lally and the G&W Motorsports.
Now look at this, it's a comfortable margin up front. David Donahue has some space to relax and, well, maybe not relax, but just cool it a little bit, because Terry Borchella is at least a second, perhaps a second and a half behind now, maybe even more. And Darren Law tucking in behind. Hurley Haywood maintains fourth, and Tommy Riggins leads GTS, and now he is up to fifth overall. Look at this side-by-side action, Jack.
Gets that inside run in the carousel, gets by. Yeah, a little rub. This is great. This is great door-to-door racing.
Well, we quite enjoyed Homestead when there was that fascinating early battle between Tommy Riggins and David Donahue, but this is the first time that we have genuinely seen the Daytona prototypes, the new Daytona prototypes. Every time these cars go out, they're breaking new ground. They're finding out more things about this new way, this new direction in sports car racing in America. And this is the best we've seen of the four that are here going hard at it.
I'll tell you, this is great. This is the future. The formula's correct. They're going in the right direction. And what we're seeing is good, solid competition, even competition. And I mean, I haven't seen sports car racing this good, road racing this good as long as I can remember.
Jack, you won, as we said at the top of the show, you won the first ever Rolex Sports Car Series race here. When you've got to deal with, and it's not only here at Phoenix, but when you've got to deal with that setting sun, each lap you come around, are you looking for it to be hidden behind the grandstand?
Yeah, you want to get rid of it, because it's really hard. It's hard to deal with. I mean, you actually go totally blind. You're in line. You have to deal with it. You have to drive through it. It's not easy. Look what a nice job these GT cars are doing getting out of the way. They're looking in the mirror, they see them coming, they're just pulling off. I saw one guy driving the grass a little while ago to get out of the way.
From one Brumos car to another. Oh, look at this, our race leader has gone. David Donahue has spun, the door has opened up by the looks of it. The car is filling with dirt and dust. And now he finally gets going again.
He just needs to get that car going, not worry about it. He didn't hurt anything, he just went off the track.
Let's have a look at the replay. It may tell us more. Talk us through, Jack. We ride with him.
As he's coming out of the corner, the back end just starts coming around. He just spun around to the inside, goes off in the gravel, door comes open.
What do you make of that? Could that be a flat? Could it be a tire going down? Doesn't look like it.
You know, he got on the throttle. He got on the throttle and he just couldn't hold it. He lost rear grip. Just lost rear grip. You know, the car, look at it. It's in a big power slide. He can't hold it. Full lock, brakes on.
Wow.
Look how the door came open, though, at such a low speed.
Here's a replay at real speed. Let's take a listen. Whoa. Around we go. Two huge black marks on the track as well.
I got to tell you, David Donahue right now is sick inside. He is sick. He can't believe that happened. And now he's got to, get himself together. Everything's cool. Get yourself together. Get back out there. Get back in the race.
Chris, tell us more.
Well, the team down here says the car just got away from him. They don't think there's any damage to it. They're going to keep an eye on the telemetry down here in real time off the car so they can view that and see if any temperatures are going up or if there's any problems. But other than that, they just brought him in. It took a quick glance, sent him back out. And you got to remember, we got an endurance race here, and we're just at the beginning stage of this. So he's got a tough road ahead of him, but we still have a long time to go.
The door seems to have shut as well.
Yeah, the door. He reached over and shut the door. But right now, he's got to gather himself up. He's got to focus. He's got work to do. He's got to get down, put his head down, and get back in the groove, get back in this race. He's not a lap down. It didn't cost him much, but he's not where he was, and that's frustrating. But he can get back there. He just needs to be cool and get it done. David is that kind of professional. David can do this. And
it cost him not only the lead, but 35 seconds. So it could have been a lot uglier, a lot worse. He's now 35 seconds behind Terry Borchella, who takes over the lead of this race from Darren Law, Hurley Haywood. We've got a GTS car running in fourth. That is Tommy Riggins, Dave McAvern waiting to take over from Tommy, and this is their best run of the year too. They're going so well. Barbosa in the Mosler, second in class in GTS, sixth overall. Court Wagner is our GT class winner in the Ferrari of Washington. Gerard Perregaux, Ferrari 360, doing well.
All right, both fences on the front of the car. If you notice those little winglets on the front of the car, they're both bent in. That's going to affect the car a little bit. But what I've noticed about the car is it's loose. As he came off the corner, the back end of that car swung out. So yeah, you see how they're bent over, looking at the car? But I think the car has a loose characteristic, and that's what caused the car to step out and go around. I mean, because, you know, early when I was talking about how the car, what's happening to the car when he's driving the car hard. Is it getting loose, tight? What's happening? Okay? How much of the car is he using up? And I kind of think maybe David's dealing with a loose problem right now. Let's see if we can watch it again coming off the carousel, because this is where he spun it.
Jack hasn't affected him lap time at all. Last time around, he was the fastest car on the track.
Well, a loose car is a fast car, but a loose car will get out from under you too. So, you know, see how he, when he comes out on the speedway, how he has to work the front wheels? That means just stepping out.
Well, David Donahue, he is not being too worried. His focus is back in alignment, and he begins the chase. Sitting back in 5th overall, enjoyed plenty of time up front early on in this race. We're only 26 laps old. There's 140 laps to go here at Phoenix International as the sun slowly begins to set. We will go fully into night racing here in the desert. He wants to impress, and so far this is the most solid run in the Doran that we've seen in 2003. Great to see these guys enjoying some early success. We've got a long way to go, but this is a good, solid run. We look back to the yellow, the BMW-powered Picchio, Darren Law, early race leader, now sitting in second, a comfortable second, and has a healthy margin, around about 5 seconds over points leader, 5 times Rolex 24 at Daytona winner Hurley Haywood. They're your top 3. A look as they come off the speedway, turns 10 and 11, and down into turn 1. And these GT cars have been doing a great job to allow the Daytona prototypes through without any collision.
And look at Hurley right there, running third, nice and comfortable. And guess who is the fastest car in the racetrack in DP class right now?
David Donahue.
Hurley Haywood. Nice job. Hurley's back there. He knows there's a long time to go. But I tell you what, running up there with those 3 guys, what a thrill.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Well, this is very similar to how it played out for him at Homestead, wasn't it? Where he sat back, he wasn't right up there at the start, and everything just came his way, and he and JC France drove a very sensible race. Forceful, but sensible. And took that first Daytona prototype victory.
Well, he was there when the traffic allowed it.
Sure.
But I think when things got really crazy, I don't think he was willing to drive his car over the curbs into the dirt to make the late pass. And that's just not the style. So, you know, hence, he's fine. He's in good shape. He's got a good race car. He's in 3rd place. His lap times are currently the quickest of the 3. And David's behind him. So.
Let's get it down to Chris Neville.
Here in the Red Bull pit, looking at the real-time telemetry off the Red Bull Porsche. And what we can see here is a lot of different things going on in the car, all the diagnostics. We can see what David's doing with the throttle. We can see where the car is on the racetrack. We can also see what David's doing with the steering wheel down here. Early on, we saw real smooth movement with that steering wheel. And now that we're a little bit later in this stint, the tires are burning off, the fuel's burning off. We're seeing a little bit more reaction on that wheel. And as he's going through a right-hander, we'll occasionally see a quick turn to the opposite side. We can see it coming through a right-hander right now, and we're probably going to see a little opposite lock go in. The car's starting to get a little bit loose. Possibly one of the reasons we saw him go around a few laps ago.
Well, speaking of facts and figures from the telemetry, what about this David Donahue? We ride with him now, the first car in this race to go a sub-1 minute lap, a 59.8. That spin has not affected him one bit.
No, and like I said, he knew what he needed to do. Put his head down, go to work, get out there and run these guys down, get back in the race. It didn't cost him that much. He's still fine. He knows it too.
As he weaves his way through the traffic and knows what he has to do. He's trying to catch 4th place overall and GTS class leader Tommy Riggins. He's about 8 seconds behind Tommy and some 2 seconds a lap faster than him, so he should catch him within a handful of laps.
You know, actually the spin was a little calming. Look at Hurley right there.
Yeah, he's come up. He is definitely caught Law.
Yep, he's caught Darren. I was a little concerned the way Darren's car, you know, was hopping around the racetrack, and he was driving it really hard. So, is the car weakened? Has it weakened some, setup-wise? I don't know. But Hurley certainly is taking advantage, isn't he?
You can't blame those guys. I mean, you're a racer. You just stepped from these cars last year. That was brilliant at the start of this race. That was swapping, changing, going. You can't blame him for going that hard.
Oh, I would have been absolutely. That's what you want to do. But I think Hurley sees the weakness in the Picchio right now, and I think Darren is nursing something. And I think shortly here, Hurley's going to pass him and just move on.
This is good stuff. Hurley Haywood, he's starting to size up Darren Law. This is the closest we've seen Hurley in quite some time. He did get affected earlier by some traffic, but now he's fought back as these guys run in the 1-minute ones, 1-minute twos. Hurley Haywood has been doing very consistent lap times. Now he thinks about an inside move on Darren Law. Not quite close enough. And at this very early stage, the super experienced Hurley Haywood, the sports car racing legend, will not do anything silly. He is the points leader. And looking to go back to
first, which he will, right here. Nice down on the inside.
And as you can see, there is Hurley Haywood. Whilst we're away, Hurley moved into the second position, relegating Darren Law and the Picchio to third. Let's take a look at the replay.
Look how high Darren is on the oval. Darren's car must be pushing. Look out, he's way up out of the groove. And basically, Hurley drove right by him. Darren's got a problem.
Yeah, there was absolutely no challenge there, was there?
No,
that was just drive-by stuff. Hurley Haywood. The name or the phrase legend is regularly associated with Hurley Haywood, and that's why. Take a look at those stats. 3 24-hour Le Mans wins, 5 Rolex Daytona 24-hour victories. Look at those championships to his resume. He truly is a sports car racing legend. And great to see him back in the famous Brumos colours and leading the charge in this new era with Grand American and the Rolex Sports Car Series with these Daytona prototypes.
And I'll tell you something, off the racetrack, he's an absolute professional and a fine guy, a great human being.
Well, he's a good mate of yours, isn't he? And you do a lot of work.
One of my best friends. I can't tell you, I can't say enough about Hurley Haywood. By the way,
in second.
By the way, his birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
His birthday's tomorrow, and I'm sure he's looking for a little early birthday present.
Actually, there's lots of birthdays. I think Mike Borkowski's is Monday, so it's all happening. And of course, tomorrow's would have been the late Peter Gregg's birthday as well.
Absolutely.
We ride now with Terry Borchella, and one of the things that we are very delighted to bring you is the sounds of speed. We're going to ride for a full lap with our current race leader. Jack, anything to look out for?
Listen to the way he works the throttle, coming in and around off the corners, okay, how he rotates through and how he gets on the throttle, how smooth he's driving the car. You can tell a lot with the way the car's handled.
Okay, let's take a listen.
I spoke to Kevin Durant right before the start of the race, and I said, Kevin, what's the key to today? He said it's going to be preserving tyres. That's what's going to win this race. And as I mentioned that, the Mosler, which was leading in GTS class, is coming into the pits. We're standing right there. I asked, why is he coming in so early? Handling's gone away. His tyres are no good. He's dropped down 3 positions. In fact, the 33 GT car went by him very easily, as did the 5 BMW. So Yao Barbosa has brought that in. They're changing tyres, and they're going to take advantage of this moment. Martin Short will get in. They'll add all the fuel, but the reason he's in, Handling has gone away. He's the first victim.
You know, listening to Terry on that lap, You could see how smoothly he was driving the car and how he was driving the car with torque.
And here we go. Donahue has caught Riggins. He gets through on the inside. So we said that it would only be a matter of a handful of laps. And look who else he's lining up to take a shot at. Darren Law is the next one on his list. So David Donahue has had a tremendous comeback. He's put his head down, worked incredibly hard, pumped out some extremely fast laps, and now he's getting set to take third.
And I don't think he's going to have a lot of trouble with Darren. I think Darren's just hanging on right now.
On the inside, Donahue back up into the top three. Gets it side by side, and he does what Darren Law did to him earlier, but there is absolutely no challenge from the Picchio. And Riggins goes through as well.
And look at Tommy. Look at the power of that Mustang. Tommy's car, Tommy told me he's handling really well on the oval. I'd expect Tommy could pass maybe David down this front straightaway into turn one, possibly. Get a run on the inside. Here he comes.
Chris?
Well, down here with the Picchio crew, and Darren Law was going into this race with a tight car. It seemed to be understeering most of the weekend. However, we're 40 laps into this race, and the car has gone mega loose. He's having a hard time controlling the back ends, just wanting to come out. The major place that it's wanting to come out is NASCAR 3 and 4, the most unforgiving and quickest place on the racetrack. So Darren's got his hands full. We're about 20 laps before his fuel window, and these guys are actually making pressure adjustments on tires to put on the car. So we might see the number 8 coming into the pits pretty soon for new rubber.
Well, Jack, you were spot on. That's where we saw the move when Hurley Haywood went past. As we take a look at a nice high shot here at Phoenix International, first and second. Here comes Haywood. He's starting to reel Terry Borchella in. Borchella has enjoyed numerous laps at front, but how much longer will the Phoenix native be able to stay there? We'll find out on the other side of this break. It's the Chevy Doran versus the Porsche-powered Brumos, running very fast. This car, that's the 54 Chevy Doran, and Guy was sitting in it. It's leading this race, but it's handling the pressure, a lot of pressure from Hurley Haywood.
And right now, Hurley's stalking him. He's just stalking him. He's looking to see where can I pick him off in the easiest place. Where is he weak? And, you know, Hurley's not in any hurry to do this. He's turning good lap times. He doesn't have to get in a hurry to do it.
You keep saying, you've said a lot already early on, Jack, that turn 9 is the key point on this track. Why? What makes it so good to pass
It's the most important turn on the track because it leads you to the longest straightaway. Not the back straightaway and around NASCAR 3 and 4 and all the way down the front straightaway. If you lengthen that out, that is the longest straightaway. Turn 9 to turn 1. That's the longest piece of real estate. You know, strip of real estate. So getting off that corner, exiting the turn 9, getting a good exit off turn 9 will give you the most speed going into turn 1.
As you can see now, the light's almost starting to take effect here at Phoenix International Raceway. We will race into the night. We're now 46 laps old. This is a 166 lap race, so 120 to go, or 2 3/4 hours. No cautions as yet. And look at Terry Borchella looking in the mirrors. He's working the mirrors because Hurley Haywood is working him.
No, but you see Terry's covering the inside to keep Hurley from making that inside pass. That's the line. He's taking that inside line, taking the opportunity away. Hurley's car's handling better than Terry's, but he needs an opportunity, and Terry's not giving it to him.
Pit stops are coming up soon too. Chris Neville.
Well, I'm down here with JC France. JC, Mr. Cool, Hurley Haywood has just been out there biding his time, watching the street fight going on out front. It looks like he's made his way to the front now. Looks like the second half of the race, you're going to get yourself a pretty nice race car.
Yeah, it's looking great. You know, the closing rates are so fast on some of the GT cars. We're lapping them every 4 laps, so you know, it pays to be patient out there. But he's putting the pressure on. I expect to get in the car when it's in the lead, hopefully. I want to say hi to my mom and mother-in-law and everybody back in Daytona, and stick with Speed Channel. It's going to be a good show.
Well, JC is doing a lot like his teammate Mike Markowski, taking it easy, waiting for his time. We also saw the 8 car come in and pit, get that new rubber we talked about. They took the air pressure down, hoping that will help the chassis stick to the ground a little bit better.
And Jack, isn't it amazing to see JC France's confidence grow? He's got that win under his belt. As we said earlier, he led for 33 laps. He was under the, he was really in the pressure cooker down there in Homestead, taking over from Hurley Haywood, saying, here we go, let's see what you can do. He did a very good job. He held up his end of the deal. And you can just see that he's a lot more confident about handling these high-powered Daytona prototypes now.
Oh, that's for sure. And, you know, like I said earlier, at Homestead, he's got the best coach in the business.
Yeah. First and second, you're looking at it. Terry Borchella, Hurley Haywood. The Daytona prototype class, David Donahue. Haywood's teammate is running third from Tommy Riggins, the best GTS car in this field at the moment, and he runs 4th outright from Court Wagner. So we've got our 2 other class leaders running 4th and 5th outright. Wagner in the Ferrari 360 GT. Here's Tommy Riggins. Dave McAbern will soon to be taking over that car. And the Mustang is hanging tough right now. They've had their fair share of mechanical problems at the Rolex 24 at Daytona and also at Homestead. But now this is a good, solid, strong run from yet another enormously experienced man in the business.
That car's doing very competitive laps. Tommy said he could do 1 minute laps, lap after lap, and you know what he's doing? 1 minute laps, lap after lap.
Yeah.
Car looks good. The car looks good on the racetrack. Looks like it's handling well. That car could be a factor later on, I'm telling you.
Let's go back up front from 4th to 1st, and that pressure continues. And Borchella's handling it nicely.
Well, you know, every time Terry looks in his mirrors, he sees that Porsche right there. And that's part of Hurley's psyche. Just, you know, stay on him, stay on him, stay on him. Don't get in a hurry. Don't do anything dumb. Hurley doesn't need to make a desperate move here. Hurley needs to wear Terry out. If he can.
Turn 9, thinks about it, but not quite close enough. That's the point that Jack Baldwin's been making. That's the turn if you're going to do it right there, because here you put the foot to the floor and you get the long run up towards NASCAR 3 and 4, and then all the way around down the main straight.
So you also get clean air. If you're the leading car, you got clean air. But the guy behind, like right now, Hurley, he has the opportunity to get a draft. Get a little bit of a draft. Can't quite make it stick on the inside. Hurley's car is using less racetrack. Hurley's car is handling a little better at this point. You can see that. But catching and passing is 2 different things. The cars are very equal at this point. If Hurley could get by, I think he'd walk away. But he's going to need that opportunity.
The teammates standing in the wings to take over from these 2. Forrest Barber will soon take over the wheel of the 54 car. And J.C. Franz, we've just heard from him, will take over the famous 59. Here, race leader Terry Borchella still hanging tough, and Hurley Haywood in the Brumos Porsche doing a wonderful job in 2nd. But let's tell you about 3rd place David Donahue. Remember I said earlier after he spun, it cost him not only the lead but 35 seconds. Well, he has erased 30 seconds of that. He is now only 5 seconds, a little over the 5 seconds behind Hurley Haywood. Look here in the background. Here comes Donahue, and just a couple of seconds behind him is Tommy Riggins, the best GTS class car on the track at the moment in that Mustang. So David Donahue has consistently been, over the last, say, 9 or 10 laps, a second a lap faster than Haywood and also Borchella. He's reeling them in.
Well, first of all, I think Terry's kind of holding Hurley up a little bit. Second of all, now at this point, David knows he's catching him. David has known he's catching him. He sees it. He hears a split every lap, but he can see him now. And he says, okay, I'm catching him. Let's not get crazy. Let's not burn the car down. Let's just keep doing what we're doing, and we'll pull up behind him in a few more laps. Whatever he's doing now is working, so just keep doing it.
That's 1, 2, and 3 up front. You're looking at 3rd place David Donahue. GTS class, it's Riggins about to hand over to McAvern. Then it's the Mosler. Martin Short has taken over from Barbosa, just going through shot there. It's ahead of our race leaders. There's the Mosler, and Borchella needs to duck up. Whoa, that's tight. Whoa, that was tight. Martin Short there in front in the Mosler. He's made the trip over from the UK. Regularly now competes in the FIA GT Series. Turned down his drive and gave it to someone else in the British GT Series in the Mosler and took a Porsche ride in the FIA Series instead. Great to have him back. We saw him at the Rolex 24. Whoa, Hurley! Did you see Hurley get all squirrely under brakes there? He got very close to Borchella.
Well, Terry's trying to keep him off, but I mean, Hurley needs to get by. Hurley wants to get by at this point. I tell you, they dodged a big bullet back there. That was close. That was really close. Meanwhile, that just helped David. David's coming.
Well, if you've just joined us here on Speed, welcome to Phoenix International Raceway, round 3. We spoke about the spin earlier. Here it is.
There it is. The back end just came out around and put him in the gravel trap, but it didn't hurt anything. He's fine. Just fire it up and get going. 35 seconds back, but we're almost back in the game now because he's back.
And we're fast approaching the first round of pit stops for tires, fuel, driver change.
Yeah,
the works.
They need to make it, what is it, 65 or 70 laps for their first window opportunity for fuel. They've got to go that far. So no matter how bad the car's handling, you've got to get that far. You can't come in early. And I think when David shows up, it's going to make it easier for Hurley or David to get by, because Terry's going to have his hands full when David shows up.
Talk about defensive driving. Borchella heading into turn 9 always dives for that inside line. Haywood ducks, looks, thinks about it, and always Borchella shuts the door. We're riding with David Donahue, pole sitter and challenger for this race win.
I got to tell you, I like the way David's car sounds on the oval. It looks like it sounds like it's handling better than Terry's.
And he is right there now with our top 2. You can see Borchella, Haywood just ahead.
So he's back. He's erased the error.
He's in
back where he was. No harm, no foul. You know, everything's fine. That's behind him now. Now we can get on with it. Don't spin it again. But they got to figure out a way to get by Terry if they can. I'll tell you, Terry's one of the best drivers that there is on the planet.
Guy Hobbs.
Yeah, I just checked in with Jim Bell on Terry Borchela's situation. We're talking about tyres and fuel. They're going to go to lap 68. They could go further on fuel, but they can't go further on tyres. Forrest Barber will get in the car, will do some laps, and then they hope to put Terry out for another 68 laps. Just to update you too on the 33, the GT class leader, they can go 76 laps before they need to come in on fuel, and they have no problem with their tyres.
The Ferrari is running well. Look at this, Chevy, Porsche. It's the Doran up against the Fab car for Brumos and the Red Bull car.
But look at Tommy Riggins.
Yeah, he's right there with them as well.
He's about ready to join the party.
That is the Bell Motorsports, the number 5 BMW M3. Craig Stanton behind the wheel and has done a pretty good job. He shares that drive with Mike Fitzgerald. We regularly see Boris Said in that car, but of course Boris is at Le Mans testing this weekend.
See the big bumps coming in on the outside there? That Mustang will over those bumps. That is a very unsettling situation there when you're braking.
And look at this, the move for second. Donahue is through.
I think what Hurley said was, David, you go up there and get him.
See if you can make any headway.
Don't get him. I can't get him. You go get him.
Well, Hurley almost draws alongside his teammate, heading down into turn 1, then ducks back in behind. And here is the 4th place Tommy Riggins, top place GTS car. The Mustang, isn't it? Look at Haywood, gets a little sideways.
Well, you know, he's hanging on too, just like everybody else. So he needs to make it to what? Wherever the lap is, 65 to 70 laps. He's got that far to go.
Jack, you spoke earlier about how thrilling turn 1 is. You come in there absolutely flat out. Talk us through this. What happened to Hurley here?
Right there, he brought the speed in. The car stopped turning, started sliding. He had to go out there, gather it up, bring it back to line.
Is that something that's easy to do there?
Yeah, it's easy to do. It's easy if you know what you're doing.
Let's talk about, we're seeing here our Daytona prototype class leader, our GTS class leader. Here's our GT category leader, the Ferrari of Washington. Ferrari 360 GT, winner of the GT category at the last round in Homestead and Fort Wagner. Brent Martini, they're a great combination, good friends, and a very effective driving combination.
That car looks so beautiful, and it handles so well, so balanced. We knew it was going to do well here. We expected it to do well here. I'm not surprised. Those guys do a great job driving it. They need to not get so close to the wall.
Look at this, the top 4. It's back to the way it was at the opening, say 10 laps, when they were ducking and diving everywhere. And don't discount Riggins. He's not out of the outside. And Donahue has the preferred line. You ride with Borchella now. New race leader from 35 seconds down. He has fought his way back to the lead. Borchella's not done either. Inside, outside, but he's not close enough.
Boy, did you see the eye? Did you see the eyes on Terry as he was coming around that oval? Man.
Whoa, there was contact there. Looked like Terry Borchella may have hit the back of David Donahue. A little hard to tell. Boy, they were close.
I'm telling you, this is great racing.
This is impressive stuff from David Donahue. Everyone has felt a little sorry for David, not that he wanted sympathy, but he was feeling pretty frustrated. He and Mike Borkowski, they knew they had the speed, they knew they've got the equipment. At Daytona, the engine just stopped, a mysterious trouble. Whoa, in the background, we've got one of the GT cars in trouble.
Doing the Baja thing.
Yeah. And that is John Kohler and Gary Smith.
No harm. No, he didn't do any damage. Didn't hurt anything. Didn't throw any rocks on the racetrack.
They're okay.
Whatever's wrong.
Again.
He's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. See him wiggling?
This is where Gary Smith gets into a little trouble. The back end just stepped out and he managed to gather it up. Thankfully, there's plenty of runoff here. We get back to it. And let's have a look at the replay between Borchella and David Donahue. Let's see if they make contact. It'll be a little difficult to see from here. Jack? Oh, yeah, there was.
Hey, he did hit him right there. He didn't mean to. You just run out of room. You don't. It's just racing, man. That's what it is.
The Red Bull Porsche Fab car leads the way. David Donahue will hand over to Mike Borkowski.
I'll tell you what, those little fences getting bent might have helped him.
Yeah, it doesn't have any impact, does it? Chris Neville, what do you have?
Well, I'm down here with Mike Borkowski. Mike, David just erased a 35-second deficit in less than 50 laps. What kind of pressure does that put on you for the second half of the race?
Well, David's just doing an awesome job out there. Hopefully he can take the lead, and if not, hopefully I can take it for us and just keep pulling away. We got to just do the same thing. This is even though it's 2 hours and 45 minutes, it's an all-out sprint race. Everyone's going really as hard as they can the whole time. So, you know, it's awesome that he came back from that deficit. But hopefully, there's still a lot of time to go. So hopefully, I can pull away with some more.
Mike is still very relaxed down here and obviously excited about getting in a very good race car.
Gradually sneaking up on the halfway mark. Still quite a ways to go yet. We're on lap 64 of this 166 lap race, so still just over 100 laps remaining, and night beginning to fall here over Phoenix International Raceway. Guy.
Yeah, the 31 motorist back in, damage to the left front, must have had some contact out on the track. This is going to be a long stop. It is Martin Short still in the car. That's the only thing they're working on right now, the left front. And just to update you, Tommy Riggins, the leader in GTS, 48 car, he came in, made what was supposed to be a regular pit stop, changed all 4 tires, added fuel. Dave McMurburn got in the vehicles. The problem was the right side jack wouldn't go up, so they couldn't get the right side of the car up. Had to go to the hand jack, put it on the permanent jack. The pit stop took forever. The crew was shaking their heads. They lost a lot of time.
Yep, and Riggins fell. Well, I should say McMurburn, because Dave is behind the wheel now. They are back in 7th position and a couple of laps down.
Well, Tommy told me in the pits yesterday that the garage area yesterday, he said if we just quit beating ourselves, we'd be okay. And once again, they just had a little tough luck there in the pit on the pit stop, and it cost them a lot of time that they didn't need to have.
Tommy Riggins did the great work early on. Now Dave McMurburn, who actually owns this car,
and drives
behind the wheel.
And drives the car very well.
Yeah.
Dave does a good job in that car. That car is well prepared. I took a look at that car the other day. Nice car. Well done. Tommy does a good job with that car.
First and second, David Donahue, Terry Borchella, and Hurley Haywood, 1, 2, and 3. Got a quick glimpse there of the Marcus Motorsports M3. Hugh Plum, Brian Cunningham, they're running 11th overall and around about 5th in class. Look at this, Borchella thinks about it again. This race, this has been fantastic. The best Daytona prototype, best Rolex Sports Car Series race we've seen of the year.
Absolutely, and you know, if you, oh, look at this, another possible pass.
Side by side, look at this, here we go.
If Terry can stay there, he'll get it. He'll pull it off.
And he has. Nice work from Terry Borchella. And Hurley Haywood wants part of this as well. The teammates are there. Oh, look at this. He's repaid him. Another tap from that, and Hurley Haywood will take the lead. Hurley should duck through here, and Borchella needs to turn it round. Haywood is now side by side with David Donahue as they head up into turn 9. Donahue regains the lead. Haywood thinks about it on the inside.
Oh, this is turning into a little punch fest.
And Hurley's in front.
Hurley. Now Hurley takes the lead.
Yeah, well, David Donahue said, you tapped me before. Well, take one back, but I think David's tap was just a little more firm. Have a look at the replay. Make up your mind yourself. Jack, what's your opinion?
Well, let's take a look at it here. David drives it up in there. He tried, well, you know.
Was there ever a move there? Was there ever an opportunity?
I'm not gonna say he did it intentionally. There's no way.
Well, let's see from David's point of view. We ride now with David Donahue. So let's see if there was room. Come on, Jack, you're a driver.
David was there. David was there. I mean, he was there.
All right, the 58 is in pit lane. Chris Neville.
Wow, this is incredibly unexpected, guys. David Donahue brought this car into pit lane. The team was not expecting that. Everybody kind of jumped together. Mike Borkowski was late putting his helmet on, so these guys did not expect that. I don't know if there's some damage that they had, and they wanted to bring it in for that, but I don't see him doing anything other than changing the tires. So maybe there was some miscommunication because these guys were not ready for David. Looks like it's going to take him a while to get Mike in the car, too, because he didn't even have his helmet on.
That surprises me that he just dive in that way without telling him. I think maybe he just had had enough. After the hit, the car sliding around so much, it's just like, I just want to get out of this thing. Let's see what he says.
Word is from the Grand American officials that there will be a 10-second penalty applied to this car. Now here's Terry Borchella. Guy is there.
Terry pulls it in, almost missed his pit box completely. He didn't see the sign till the very last moment. Forrest Barber will climb in. And then obviously going to the tyres right away and the refueling of the car. Don't see much damage, although there was that big hit earlier from Darren Law. We'll ask Terry about that in a second. Everything seems to be going as expected, routinely. Lights are now turned on. He actually came in with the lights off. We're going to ask Terry about those opening salvo laps, because that was exciting stuff.
They were going blow for blow, punch for punch. The race has gone green the entire way. These drivers have not had a chance to have a rest in a caution period. You're looking at Forrest Barber, who is actually the owner of this car, being strapped in.
The problem you've got here is those helmets. A lot of those helmets, they come up so far on your face, you can't see your own buckles. So you depend on somebody else to line the. You can't see to buckle them.
Meanwhile, Hurley Haywood has stayed out. The famous 59 has not fitted yet, and he is cruising around out in open air. And this guy has not been entangled in any drama as yet.
Not a scratch on the car. Everything is fine.
Everybody else, we've seen them rubbing elbows and slamming fenders. Well, the 59 Brumos Porsche is clean as a whistle.
And up front.
And up front. Chris Neville.
Down here with David Donahue. David, that was a fantastic first stint, but you brought the car in rather unexpectedly. What happened there?
Well, in truth, I got a little bit foolish. I went side by side with Terry, and yeah, we're pretty fair races with each other. I thought he'd leave me a little bit room. I kind of pitched him up on the back straight going into the oval once. Then he tagged me going into two. And then I thought we were made up, and we were kind of going side by side. We touched a couple times, nothing too big, but then he chopped down him in the carousel. He spun and I spun. That's all she wrote. There's a tire rub, so there's a lot of smoke in the car.
Well, he had to bring it in because of that tire rub, so Mike Borkowski's now in the car. This event is not looking much like an endurance event. It's looking more like a race at Bristol. Back to you guys upstairs.
Yeah, look at the front of that car. The cockpit is filled with smoke. Borkowski pushing his sunglasses down. And look, there's something on the front end. It looked like something was rubbing Jack. Take a look at the left front there. I think he'll be bringing this car back in.
Where's all the smoke coming from?
I don't know.
Smoke looks like it's cleared at this point a little bit. But he's bringing it in. Look how slow he's going.
Bringing it in.
Well, that's interesting.
And poor old Mike Borkowski, just at the time he gets an opportunity to run at the front in the 58 Red Bull Porsche. It is back in.
Advantage Haywood.
Yep, again.
These guys cannot seem to shake it. I mean, the bad luck cloud just sits there.
Chris, what do you have for us down there?
Well, it definitely is a tire rub here on the left front. These guys are looking for it. They're trying to find. They're doing some taping in there right now. The word from Mike is there definitely is quite a bit of smoke in the cockpit, so they had to bring the car in. They didn't want to cut that tire down. This team just can't get a break. These guys are so fast. But same thing at Homestead. They just can't get a break. You know, it looks like they're going to get the tire back on the car and try and head back out on the track and see if they took care of this rub.
And it was all caused from the hit.
Yep. Which David Donahue admitted was a mistake of his. Hurley Haywood is out in front and running clean. Will we see the 58 back?
These guys were a little bit unexpected too. Up on the telemetry, all of a sudden the reserve popped on. So everyone frantically got ready quickly for the car to come in. Bob Snodgrass actually told everybody, please settle down. We got to make sure this pit stop is good. J.C. France also wasn't quite ready, so this team, obviously, I think they weren't quite ready for this pit window, but these guys are definitely getting this thing done. A little bit better tires are on the car. They're just waiting for fuel to finish.
Jack, what do you make of this? Why so many not ready? What's going on?
Well, I'm surprised. At 73 laps, you'd think they would be ready. They were planning to stop around this area, so, I mean, I'm just not sure why they're not planning on stopping any lap in the second driver being ready. I wonder how far they were really planning to go.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're within 10 laps of the halfway point of round 3 of the Rolex Sports Car Series. They tell J.C. France to fire it up. Let's get going. They've got a problem. Now the car gets fired up. No. One of the mechanics diving into the cockpit. This is costly. And we see the BMW-powered Piccio go into the lead now. The hands of Darren Law. Andy Lally will be taking over.
But he hasn't stopped yet.
Has not stopped. The BMW has not stopped yet. No.
That wasn't too costly for the 59 car.
But it was longer than what they hoped.
It was. Oh, absolutely. They had a problem, but it wasn't terrible.
Darren Law with his nose in front. He did enjoy some lead time in this race early. You can see just how dark it is getting here at Phoenix International now. We will continue to race into the night as the Piccio gets it sideways out of 9.
Spins them back tires.
We now ride with the lights in full effect on board the 59 machine with Forrest Barber. The man who was in this car beforehand who did a brilliant job, Terry Borchella, is with Guy.
And I'd say he did a brilliant job, and he's calmed down a little after a bit of a bungle on the pit stop. But Terry, a superb opening few laps and a lot of fun.
It was a great race. You know, Grand Am, my hat's off to them and the formula they've put together. We had a phenomenal race, a lot of fun, and everybody's working real hard. And I'm just real thankful. We had a lot of people here from Infinity 2 Nutrition. They're based out of Scottsdale, and they were up in the suite. We gave them a heck of a show. And
you did. Early on in the race, Darren gave you a bang, and Darren's a good buddy of yours. You didn't expect that.
I couldn't believe it. I came on the radio, and I said, Darren, just not move me over. So I paid him back, and then the Red Bull call, I made a mistake. I stuck my nose somewhere I shouldn't have, and he paid me back with a spin. It was a little harsher punishment, but that's the way you play the game, I guess. But I'm real happy. Our car's running good in this nice cool air with K&N Performance Filter, giving us a little extra breath, and it's going well.
You'll be getting back in the car, and then, of course, it's a short drive home.
Say it again?
You'll be getting back in the car, and then it's a short drive home.
I will, yeah. I'll be getting back in and finishing it up. Forrest is getting some time right now. This was a big step for him this year, and he's doing a great job all year. He's been, you know, it basically holds his breath. It's a big step for him, but he's doing a great job.
All right, Terry, look forward to seeing you back in the car. Chris, you got more down there?
Yeah, I'm down here with Hurley Haywood. Hurley, that was a fantastic first stint. We saw a lot of bumping and knocking out there, and you seem to be the only guy with a cool, calm, collective take on the whole situation.
Oh, that's what 30 years of experience does for you. This is a little bull ring out there, and it's really, you got to push and shove, but you got to know when to push and shove. So I just sat back and watched it and sort of picked my openings, and it played off for me.
Now, David hopped out of the car, looked pretty tired and also hot. You kind of look like there's still some heat issues with these cars. Are you still pretty hot in there?
Well, it's the sun isn't out, but it's plenty hot. We had some real problems at Homestead with the car, with the heat. It was 160 degrees. We lowered the heat to 115, so that's livable, but it's still, I was working pretty hard out there. You don't get any rest at this place, so you're working your ass off the whole time out there.
Well, the Brumos Porsche sure is looking good for a finish here. Back to you guys upstairs.
And isn't that just wonderful to hear that? Well, that's what 30 years experience does for you, and that's what the Grand American Road Racing Association is. Porsche Fab Car.
Yeah, this is a big challenge for Mike. Can Mike get the lap back? Can Mike get a lap back? Can Mike do the job that David did in the car? I think he can.
Piccio climbs out of the corners nicely, doesn't he?
Got that BMW V8 in there. Everybody tells me that V8's real strong.
Well, listen, let's touch on that because that's an interesting point. I was talking with Armando Trentini, who is involved with the importation of the Italian-made Picchio chassis. They've just signed and compiled and constructed a new deal with Maserati.
Yes.
And you can purchase that. That's going to be available. Oh, look at this. No headlights on the lead car.
And guess what that's going to cost?
Stop it.
Black flag.
Yeah.
Black flag. They'll be called in to fix that. You have to have at least one light.
Just to finish that point, they're making that available. You can purchase one of these Picchio chassis with a Maserati engine in the background. I'm not sure if they will stick with the BMW power plant for all that much longer. I think in this configuration, this particular car, they will. But later in the year, you may see the Maserati come on board, the V8-powered Maserati in the Rolex Sports Car Series.
Has it been tough on the leaders today or what?
Oh, yeah, it's been brutal.
I mean, they've driven their hearts out. Now the headlights don't work. They got to get called in for that.
JC France should be leading this race in the not-too-distant future. Darren Law comes around to complete yet another lap. You won't be able to see the black flag anyway.
And I think the officials are going to hate to do that. They don't have to, but I think the rule is you got to have one light. You got to have one light. That's the rule. And they'll go by the rule because that's the way the game is played.
Guy?
In the drivers' meeting at 4:30 this afternoon, one big question came up about lights. Mark Rampoff was quite clear. You must have one forward leading light and one rear light. It doesn't matter if it's pointing up in the sky or pointing down to the ground, but it must be on. It's so that the other competitors and so that the officials can see the car. Not without the light, you can still see a way around this track, but you must have one at the front and one at the back.
GNW Motorsports team talking with the Grand American officials, and we'll wait and see what happens with this situation.
Now here's the tough part. The tough part is when the car comes in. How long does it take to get those lights on? In other words, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Is it a loose wire? Is it a switch? Do they have to take the body off, the nose off, to get in there to find out? That takes time. They are sick. They know that this could cost us laps, many laps. Because the officials won't let it go until the lights are on.
Yeah. Chris.
Yeah, guys, I'm down here with the team, and they're trying to get Darren to turn these lights on. They don't think there's a problem with the actual system, but I guess there's some interesting way of turning these things on because they're telling Darren, you got to turn one switch up, the other switch down. This obviously isn't just one switch here. The official seems pretty adamant, though, that he better get those lights on quick or they're going to be bringing them in.
Well, there's someone home, but the lights just aren't on. Let's hope Darren Law can fix that problem. Mike Borkowski has moved ahead of Darren Law, our race leader, so that's positive for Mike Borkowski. He surges forward. We continue on. 88 laps in the books here at Phoenix International as nighttime is here.
Also pulling all sorts of rubber and junk out of the left front. We've had trouble with left side tires all weekend. Let me they obviously do have it fixed because he's pulled out.
Jack, I'll let you handle this one.
That's pretty funny, but not when you're driving the car. But you know what? The rule's a rule, and if that'll work, man, that'll get them back out there. It still cost them a couple laps.
Looks like the front of a push bike light.
I think it's pretty creative.
It is very creative. It is, yeah, very.
I think it's a great idea.
Improvisation at its best.
Absolutely. And boy, it just, I wonder what kind of batteries they have in that flashlight.
Up front, though, let's get back to the serious stuff. Well, not that that's not serious for GNW Motorsports, but this is our new race leader. Yes, JC France is in front again, just like he was at Homestead in Miami, and enjoying some time out there. They have kept their nose clean. The only hiccup that this team has had with this particular car was just a little bit of an extended pit stop. It wasn't major, it wasn't too costly, but look at the car. It's in beautiful shape. It's running good lap times. JC is obviously not quite running the lap times that Hurley Haywood was, and
but he doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to. He's just got to hang out there. That's right.
Right now, there's no pressure. He just needs to keep the car on the racetrack, keep it moving around.
Chris.
Well, we just saw the Red Bull Brumos, or the Red Bull Porsche in pit lane for an unexpected stop. Mike Borkowski brought the car in because he had a cut left tire, and what it was the inside shoulder of that tire had a big tear in it. This looks like something that stems back from the contact we saw with Terry Borchella earlier in the race. So maybe these guys did not get that fix in the inside of that wheel well early on. The tire was worn quite a bit, and then obviously it cut right through, dropped the tire down. Mike Borkowski had to bring it in.
And does the bad luck continue for the Red Bull 58 Porsche?
Yeah, that is, that's more than frustrating, isn't it? Guy?
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 officials down here in the PTO pit. They're not happy with the old flashlight system, and they are more than likely going to bring Andy Lally back in. And you know what the crew's got? They've got like 2 or 3 more flashlights. They're just going to add to it, I think, at this point. So well, now they're checking some other bits.
Hey, Guy, how many flashlights do they have to put up there before they'll be okay?
Okay, now we see they have some bulbs ready to go in. We've got some bulbs sitting here ready to get put into the light socket. So maybe we'll skip the flashlight system, but that could take a while.
At the moment, 3 cars on the lead lap, and guess what? One of them is that Ferrari 360 GT. Plenty more. Part of the Brumos organization team with Haywood. He leads this race. He has a 21.5-second margin over Court Wagner, Brent Martini. Brent Martini, of course, has taken over from Court. The Ferrari 360 GT. They're running comparable lap times, but this is looking very good for the Ferrari. The pressure is now coming the other way, back on Brumos.
Yeah, and at this point, I think that JC needs to pick it up a little bit, because they're going to have to stop again, and the Ferrari's not. And the Ferrari could slip up here right at the end of this race and snatch this thing from them.
Let's give some credit to Craig Stanton, Mike Fitzgerald in the Bell Motorsports M3. They've done a great run. They've had a great run. They're sitting 3rd outright and 2nd in GT class. Tommy Riggins, Dave McAvern. McAvern is at the wheel at the moment, lead GTS car, and 4th overall. He's been hammering, and it's been a very productive drive by Dave McAvern. Borchella, Barber, Forrest Barber currently sits 5th overall after that lengthy pit stop. They did come in during that last caution for a fuel top-up. That was all. Law and Lally. Andy is in 6th at the moment from Mike Borkowski. Then we go back to Steranka and Johan van Overbeek in the Renworks car. Great to see the 83 Porsche back. That car had an amazing run at the Rolex 24 at Daytona. Bunting and Gleason, who are filling in for, of course, the Rolex 24 at Daytona race-winning car, the 66 Racers Group Porsche. Kevin Buckler is on duty in Le Mans and testing at the moment. And then Hugh Plum, Brian Cunningham rounding out the top 10.
There's the 33 car just running along, turning good lap times. That car can be definitely could be a factor at the end.
Jack, you're a road racer from many, many years back. I won't say how long, okay? I'm being respectful. All right? Okay. But it just always comes back to this, doesn't it? It's not always the fastest car that wins in endurance road racing.
Well, you know, they say you got to finish to win.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm not saying that this car has won yet, but it's going to prove to be an intriguing battle as this race grows older. We are almost at the 100 lap mark, just a little over 60 laps to go. It's 166 in total, or 2 3/4 hours. And I should say that we are coming up to the 2-hour mark. We are live from Phoenix International Raceway here on Speed. Round 3 of the Rolex Sports Car Series. And you're looking at the Ferrari of Washington, Ferrari 360 GT. Brent Martini has taken over from Court Wagner and pushes this car, this beautiful car, to its limits.
Right now, Jason France is leading this race. He's about 3 or 4 seconds slower than Hurley was on lap times, but he's about the same as the 33 car, the Ferrari we were just looking at. So that's why I'm saying if he doesn't pick up the pace a little bit, because they're both on the same lap.
And if this car does not have to stop again, that's the key, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the key, yeah. All right, we'll have more from Phoenix right after this. Stay with us. Of the number 54, Doran with the Chevy power plant in the background. He's just been overtaken by the BMW Picchio. However, we should add he is coming out of the pits. They have stopped again, and I would say that that will be their last stop. Maybe one more to put Terry Porcello back in the car.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. I think that's it. They can go the distance now.
Guy, tell us more, because we saw a shot where in the break there where Terry was standing by.
Terry is standing by. Curious as to why he didn't get back in.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Remember, before we told you he was going to do the last 68 laps. So they came in, they changed all 4 tyres, didn't add fuel, and sent him back out. Terry seems a bit whimsical, and I think he had a left rear tyre going down on him.
Right. Well, I guess Forrest is the car owner. If he wants to stay in, he can.
Change tires that didn't add fuel? I don't understand that one.
Well, it has been a very eventful day, and if you've just tuned in on Speed, let us bring you up to date with all the events so far. Tommy Riggins was the GTS pole sitter, and boy, did he push and shove his way through from the back, but we had a mad fight.
It's been a real exciting evening, I got to tell you.
Chris Neville.
Well, I'm down here with the Brumos Porsche, JC France, and we're actually looking at the telemetry on the car again. The word from JC is the infield of the track is absolutely slick as an ice skating rink. And you can see here the steering wheel, he's pretty violent when he's coming out of the corners, turning into the slide of the car. And then also up in the other corner over here, we can see this green bar moving up and down. That's what he's doing with the throttle. He's very easy coming on that throttle. He's waiting until his steering wheel is absolutely straight before he goes to full throttle. So this Brumos Porsche is definitely having a hard time putting the power down on the ground.
Let's update you on the margin first to second, and credit to JC France because he's managed to pull out a couple more seconds. It's up to 25 seconds the margin now, 105 laps in the books, and France continues to lead over the GT Ferrari 360 of Court Wagner. Both cars obviously on the lead lap. Standard and Fitzgerald, Mike Fitzgerald, just waiting for our timing monitor to cycle through to see if they are in fact on the lead lap or if they are one back. I think they are definitely one back again, so just the first 2 cars on the lead lap. Then it's Tommy Riggins, Dave McIvern sitting 4th, Andy Lally sits 5th, Mike Borkowski 6th, Van Overbeek sits 7th, Forrest Barber sits 8th, then it's Gleason 9th, and Brian Cunningham running in the top 10 and around about 4th in GT class. Whoa, JC France gets it sideways.
Hey, the question I've got, Chris, and maybe you can find this out for me, for all of us, when the tires on the car, are they the good, they're good years obviously, are they the hard ones or the soft ones, the 40s or the 360s? If you can find out what they are, that'd be interesting. I bet they're the hard ones. Maybe you can ask Bob Snodgrass.
60 laps left to run as we approach 10 past 8 here, local time in Phoenix, Arizona. There is a 2 3/4 hour time limit placed on this, whichever comes first, 1:66 or 2 hours 45 minutes. The race leading car. Let's not forget they are the points leaders in the series and the Daytona prototype category. They won at Homestead. I'm talking about JC France, Hurley Haywood. Can they do it again?
Oh, I think they can absolutely do it again. I mean, they're doing a good job. They're heading for it right now. You know, but when you were doing all the previews of the action throughout the race, it's been great. You know, and I watched all that. I sat back and I thought, you know, I hope Rob Dyson, George Robinson, John Field, John Macalusa, and Tom Vogt, great competitors, are watching this and seeing what a great class this Daytona prototype is and the great racing that's taking place. These guys need to come back and race with us.
Well, that's what, and let's get back to that point we touched on before. That's what the whole meeting was about. Jim France was there. Roger Edmondson, of course, is the president of Grand American Road Racing Association. They wanted to get all the major players in the room at the one time and talk about the future of this category and the growth, and it definitely is growing. There are people waiting and ready to get involved. Chris Neville, do you have more?
Yeah, this is actually a copy of the trophy that JC and Hurley won down at Homestead a couple weeks ago. And what JC did after that win is he went out and made a copy of this trophy for everybody on the team. Something kind of unheard of for a young driver to do.
Here's the band.
At the wind, it lets you look at the air, and see it, because the oil will go and then the little dirt will get on. You'll see where the oil goes.
Andy Lally behind the wheel of the BMW-powered Picchio, and we should say that Andy is one of the fastest cars on the track at the moment, running in the 101s. So too is Mike Borkowski, and these two guys thoroughly enjoying their time in the seat behind the wheel. I'm sure they would like to be a little further up in the order. Lally is running 5th, Borkowski running 6th, and I can tell you that word from Mark Raffoff, race director, is that he will allow them to run with this very small light up until the time they make the next pit stop, and then he said they must address the situation properly, and what that simply means is they must get one of the proper lights working.
Well, if you notice the tail light, they've lost the tail light
as well. They've got electrical problems.
So does that mean we've got electrical problem brewing here?
Guy, have you got more on that?
Yeah, I just talked to Jim Bell, and he said, do you mean they're going to allow him to run the race like that with just that one light? I said, yeah, they told him he can run with that, but until they make their next stop, and then they must address the problem. Jim said, well, do you think they're going to make a next stop? Good point.
Yeah, what kind of batteries are in that flashlight?
The marketing exercise here, advertising exercise here.
Right, this could be a whole new deal. You know, he might be turning the fastest laps, but he's 2 laps down. Donahue's, Borkowski's 3 laps down to the leaders, Haywood and France.
Well, let's address this situation, because JC France is leading lap 113. We're approaching 8:15. There is only just over 30 minutes left in this race. The question now, we were talking a lot about, can Court Wagner, Brent Martini maybe get the overall win? The margin is 22 seconds, first to second. JC France, Chris Neville, I know you've been spending some time down in the Brumos pit. What are their thoughts? Are they going to leave Jamie out? Can he maybe win this?
Well, they're pretty confident right now. They're, you know, the concerns that they can see on the telemetry and the feedback they're getting from Jamie is the car is definitely loose. But that's just a problem because the infield's so slick right now. They don't feel that they have a fuel problem, so they're just telling Jamie, take it easy on the car, keep your split between the second place car, and just take it easy out there. You've got a comfortable lead, take your time, play it cool, and we're going to win this thing.
Hurley Haywood brought it in on lap 73, so they're confident they can go all the way, yeah?
Okay.
There you have, you heard it. Down the ground, things are looking good for JC France. Can it be back-to-back wins for the famous 59? We'll know soon.
Why is he slowed down and let those GT cars by? That was interesting, wasn't it? He was way offline there.
Let's watch the situation.
Yeah. See, look at the GT cars.
He's getting caught by that.
Yeah, look at him. They're going around him.
His last lap was a 105, which is one of his slower laps. He has been in the 102s and 103s.
Something's going on here.
Has JC France got a problem?
I think he's going to pit.
The race-leading car may be in trouble.
I think he's going to pit right now.
Let's keep an eye on this situation. France continues on, does not come in.
No.
And he is way down low on the track. And this lap time will tell us more. A 109, that's up to 7 seconds slower than one of his best laps. So Jamie France does have a problem.
He definitely has a problem. Chris, we need to find out what the problem is. Talk to Bob Snodgrass or somebody and find out what's happening, because he is way off the pace. I don't see a flat tire on the car at this point. I could, but you couldn't see a low tire.
Now that margin has come down to 16 seconds. The Ferrari camp will be watching this with a great deal of enthusiasm. It was out to over 25 seconds, first to second. Now Brent Martini is within 16 seconds of leading this race outright. Forget about the GT class, outright leading this race.
Well, he surely is going to pit this lap if there's a problem.
Chris, tell us more.
Well, the Brumos guys on the 59 car, they think that there might be a tire going down. They're kind of unsure. They're wondering. They're hoping it's not the same situation that Forrest Barber saw. So they're making sure that there actually is a tire going down before they bring him in. The interesting thing, Hurley Haywood has suited up again. He's got his helmet on. He's ready to go in. So if they do bring this car in, 4 tires and fuel, they're going to throw Hurley back in the car.
Well, that's bizarre. He's just responded. That lap was 4 seconds faster. So it was just that lap that was unusually slow. Very, very slow. We'll keep an eye on it. Stay with us. On the other side of this, plenty more. To that, the Ferrari team. Here they are, the 33 Ferrari of Washington organization. And it's JC France's teammate, Mike Borkowski, is right behind him. And Borkowski needs to get by them, and he can assist JC France. That's for sure. That shouldn't be too much of a battle for Borkowski. Let's have a look as they come down into turn 9. He can really assist the lead car, and he's through already.
Well, he's 3 laps down to the lead car. So all they can do is drive as hard as you can and see how it ends up.
Chris Neville, tell us more.
Well, I'm standing here with Hurley Haywood. Hurley, a lot of excitement here in the pit a few minutes ago. You were putting your helmet back on. What was going on?
Well, Jamie thought that he had a flat tire. He got off a little bit on the marbles and picked up some of the rocks, and it felt like a flat tire to him. But after he went around a few corners, it got better, so he stayed out.
Well, it sounds like the exact same thing we saw with the 54 car. You get offline and you get a lot of rubber on there. A little bit further down pit lane, Guy Hobbs.
Actually, I'm at the completely opposite end of pit lane. Court Wagner. It turns out they thought they had a problem on the 59 car. Thought that maybe JC was going to come in. They decided to leave him out there. Obviously, Brent's going to stay out for you. It's just a matter of keeping your fingers crossed and hoping you can close that gap.
That's exactly right. I mean, I don't know that we'll be able to close the gap on the overall leader. I mean, you know, it's a crapshoot at this point, but, you know, Brent's doing a great job in the car. We just want to keep our pace. We're more concerned about our class win than the overall, so we're conserving tires.
In Miami, when you won, you said you had 2 words, South Beach. You better start thinking what 2 words you're going to be using here in Phoenix.
Actually, there's a couple of great clubs in Scottsdale that a friend of mine, local friend of mine, Dan Kennedy's taken to me tonight if we win, so it's on him tonight.
We can't use those on the air though, mate, sorry. By the way, just to update you, while I was talking to Court, the 54 car has made its pit stop, and Terry Bourgeois has stepped back in the car.
Terry will relish the opportunity to drive that car as hard as he possibly can right to the checkered flag. We are less than 30 minutes to the finish of this race, round 3 of the Rolex Sports Car Series. Jack, elaborate on that tyre situation that we heard there from Hurley Haywood about JC France.
Well, it's probably just a little lack of experience. He got off the line, and when you get off line, you get into the marbles. The marbles stick to the hot rubber. Then you come back online, you feel like you're not stuck to the racetrack, so you feel like you're sliding around. You got a flat. It feels like you have a flat.
Well, tell us what that feels like. I mean, you're getting massive vibration through the steering wheel.
Yeah, it throws the tire out of balance. The thing starts shaking. It won't do it, and you think, oh gee, I've got a tire going down. Then you start thinking, okay, I've got a tire, and then your whole mind is consumed with this tire thing going on. Okay, all you need to do is get back on the groove, drive the car, spin the tires, heat them back up, throw the stuff off the tires, and get on with it. It's just experience. You know, this is Jamie's first night race on a bull ring type racetrack. Yeah. This place does get slick. It's not easy. This is not Daytona. This is Phoenix, a lot different.
And he's doing it more comfortably now, a lot more comfortably. It's getting closer, back up towards the 20-second margin, first to second. So things, again, looking bright for JC France at the second win. Let's talk more about the 33 machine. Brent Martini, Court Wagner, 13th at the Rolex 24 in their class. They then won their class at Homestead, and they are looking very strong to do it again. Back-to-back wins, and they will rocket up towards the top. 250, round 3 of the 2003 Rolex Sports Car Series. Race leader JC France hanging on, hanging tough, and is not too far away from his second race win with teammate Hurley Haywood, the legend himself, and the man who is at the helm of this Brumos Porsche operation. A lovely man, and he had some health problems a little while ago on the weekend of Daytona, but he is much better now, and he's feeling pretty good with his car out in front. Bob Snodgrass is with Chris Neville.
Yeah, I'm here with Bob Snodgrass, who is the owner of the 58 and the 59 car. Bob, Brumos Porsche has just had so much success in endurance racing. Once again, you guys are back in endurance racing, and you're looking like you're going to grab your second win of the year.
It looks that way. We sure hope so. We've had Hurley Haywood with us since the beginning. Hurley's done a great job. We have young driver JC France here, who's done a phenomenal job. Been thrown into a pressure situation in Homestead, pressure situation here. He's been relentless. He's just not made a mistake. And Brumos is glad to be back. This is the greatest road racing in the world right here.
Was that not some of the most exciting racing you've seen?
I've been around this stuff for an awful long time, and I'll tell you what, these guys put on a show that we got great rules, great cars, and what we're doing is we're putting on a good racing. We're bringing racing back to road racing.
Well, Bob is a very active member of this team. He's on the headset with JC the entire time. They are very excited about this young driver and what he's doing in the car.
Let's talk more about a class leader. He's not the overall leader, but he is a class leader. and it's Dave McAvern. His teammate, Tommy Riggins, the enormously experienced Riggins, did a wonderful job right from the get-go. Started back in 15th. Before we knew it, he was up to 6th. Then he was in the lead of GTS, and he has been towards the front of this field for the majority of the race. It's been a good effort from those guys, and it's great to see the car still going, Guy.
As you throw it to me, Tommy has just come on the radio, or sorry, Dave has just come on the radio, and they've gone into action here in the pit. Tommy was all ready to talk to us. It looks like Dave is bringing that car in.
Well, we're under caution, Guy. We're under full course caution for the second time, and look at Tommy Riggins saying, sorry, gotta go.
Yeah, just to update you on that situation over the weekend for these guys too. Don't forget, they qualified without any power steering. That was a problem for them. Then they changed the motor. That meant they had to go to the back of the pack. And then they had those other problems earlier with fuel pickup. So they've actually had a long weekend for this Heritage Motorsport entry, and now they're going to throw Tommy Riggins back behind the wheel under this caution.
Right, now we have a sprint to the finish because the Ferrari has, oh look, Hurley Haywood's getting back in. They're bringing out the big brass because the Ferrari 360 has been running comparable lap times to the 59 machine of JC France. We are pulls up, here we go, JC France. This should be and could be the drive of your life. We will run to the checkered flag, 10 minutes to complete this race. Can he hang on? What does the Ferrari 360 have? Daytona prototype versus GT. Let's get to it. The Ferrari needs to get by that car in front. I think it's the Marcus Motorsports BMW. Pressure's on.
I think that, you know, Jamie's going to have to go slow and run slow and make mistakes for the 33 car to catch him and pass him. So that's the situation right there. Plain and simple.
There is still that car in front that he needs to get by. Brian Cunningham, I think, could be behind the wheel there, either Hugh Plum or Brian Cunningham. And we look further back, the Moser is still in action. A car just in the middle of the screen there is the Bell Motorsports, and we see there's the pass. So now it's a clean fight, one-on-one. Brent Martini versus JC France.
Now let's see what happens out here in the banking. How good JC gets through compared to the 33 car. See if the 33 car can do any gaining at this point. JC needs to drive the car through the banking hard to put heat in those tires. He looks like he's doing a pretty good job, though.
We'll update you on lap times and margins. It's 1.8 seconds. That time round, they were both in the 103s. JC France a 103.2, 103.9 for Brent Martini. In this car, the 360 GT. Back in third and doing a wonderful job, Craig Stanton, Mike Fitzgerald. They are on the lead lap and having a tremendous run, second in GT class. And Craig Stanton has been enjoying a very successful year. He finished second in GT class at the Sebring 12 hour. And here he is having a very strong run for Jim Bell.
And that caution really helped Tommy Riggins and McAvern. They're only one lap down, first place in their class, fourth overall. So that was a real break for them. If they hadn't had that early pit stop problem, they could be leading this race right now.
And Barbosa, who is here in the Mosler, running 11th overall, but second in GTS. He leads the GTS class points at the moment. Riggins can really climb up that ladder at the moment. He's in 5th at the moment. Rob Morgan not here, Lance Norrick not here, Michael Newgarden not here either. So Tommy Riggins can really, and Dave McAvern, can gain a lot from this race. The battle continues, and it's grown to 3.7 seconds the margin. The Ferrari boys are crushing JC France. As we were going to that last break, he set his fastest lap of the race at a 1:01.3, and just recently he's cut another one at a 1:01.6. So Brumos team, Bob Snodgrass, has said, Jamie, step on it, and he has responded. The gap is now out to 7.4 seconds. He is doing it comfortably. At this stage, the battle is over, so long as no mistakes creep into this last run. Oh, look at this, 33 has spun. That could lose the lead. He has lost the lead in GT. Can you believe that? Mike Fitzgerald and Craig Stanton were there to pick up the pieces, and the Bell Motorsports car has ducked into the lead in GT. Let's have a look at the replay. Whoa. And that's the 4th place car helping Brent Martini around. And here, look to the left of screen, that's the BMW M3 coming on through.
Couldn't have happened at a worse time.
And look at, there it is. There's the number 5 car. Stanton, Fitzgerald. It's been a successful combination. There is David Donahue trying to find a way around there. And we'll see the margin between these two guys, second and third, but they're first and second in GT. Here comes the 5 car to cross the line. He is some 13.5 seconds behind our race leader. And let's see just how far back, some 4 seconds behind, is Brent Martini. Can he make that up in these closing minutes? There is about 5 minutes left, if that, in this race.
That's a tough road to hoe right there. I don't think so.
Well, Martini Wagner, they've led GT for the entire day for 135 laps, and to lose the class lead in the last 5 minutes, I think they might be having a few words with Tommy Riggins.
A lot of people have had words with Tommy Riggins through the years. Tommy's a tough competitor, I'll tell you.
Chris Neville, what do you have?
Well, I'm down here with Mike Warkowski. Mike, you and David have consistently shown that you can be the fastest race car on the racetrack, but what's it going to take to get this monkey off your back?
I don't know. I mean, the Brumos crew, Mike Colucci and all the guys are doing such a good job for us. We've been the fastest car in almost every session for 3 races, and we're just having some bad breaks. We had two cut tires today. Somebody hit David, and we got a flat. And when I went back out, the bodywork was rubbing, so I had to come right back in. And then I was hit again another time. We got another flat, so we went down, and I think our lap times were pretty good relative to others, but we're just too far behind. I mean, we're just digging.
Well, these guys consistently show that they're so fast out there, but people just keep hitting them. More bad luck. At some point in time, this has got to break for this team.
It does, but at least they're still running. That is one consolation, and one of the highlights is all 4 Daytona prototypes are still running. That we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that in the previous 2 rounds.
No, racing all night. They're making big progress here. I mean, the racing was great early in the race, and they've had their problems, but believe me, they're making big progress here.
Just to update you, the top 3 in each category, obviously, JC France is leading in the 59 Brumos. Second in Daytona prototype class is the Lally combination, the BMW Picchio. You can see it up ahead on screen. Third in Daytona prototype is David Donahue. We were just riding with him. And here is the GT battle. First and second, Mike Fitzgerald versus Brent Martini. BMW versus Ferrari. Third in that class, and a notable achievement there. It's great to see the 83 Renworks Porsche back. Richard Steranka and Johan van Overbeek, they've done a wonderful job there. Guy.
Craig Stanton's been watching the scoring pile and behind him all night. They've been second in class all night, and with less than 5 minutes to go. Craig inherits second place with the unluckiness of Brent Martini, but you've got to be pretty happy with that.
We're really excited here at Bell. All the guys are really excited about motorsports. The BMW's running flawless all night. We've got a great set of Dunlaps. It's just taken us very consistently to a very good finishing spot here.
Brent Martini certainly isn't giving up, though. Do you think you can hold him off?
No, Brett's really tough, and so is Court. Those guys are really good competitors, so it's going to go right down to the wire. We're really excited. I want to say thanks to all the troops. I want to say thanks to my parents, Drew and Sadie, Bell Motorsports, BMW, Dunlap. We've had a great week here.
Thanks, Craig. Lee, Jack.
Yeah, they have had a great week here, and we will keep an eye on that GT battle. There is about a second in it. One quick break, then we'll take you to the checkered flag. Stick around.
I mean, the bits in your teeth, your head's down, you're going to get him. I mean, this is good right here. I think he will. I mean, they're both driving there, but Mike Fitzgerald is a tough. He's tough. I mean, he's hard to pass.
Credit to these GT competitors as well. This is for second overall in this race, and the lead for GT honors. So there's a lot on the line here. 33 is Brent Martini, 5 is Mike Fitzgerald. The third place GT car, Richard Steranka and Johan van Overbeek, they're not in this fight. But let's focus on this.
Okay, now watch this. This is a good place for that Ferrari to get down on the inside of that BMW. He'll take a shot. I bet he takes a shot right now. He's close enough.
Well done, Jason.
No, he wasn't close enough. Now he's just going to try to get a good run off that corner and stay with him through the banking and try to set it up maybe for down into turn 1 or do it next lap.
JC France has now opened up in excess of a 20-second lead, so he's doing it easy, but these two are not doing it easily. Martini, when will he strike? Can he get by? Will they be able to take the win, or will Bell Motorsports enjoy the top step of the GT podium tonight? We are getting very close to the checkered flag. This will be a timed race. They've won 142. The original target was 166 laps, but we will hit the time limit of 2 3/4 hours first.
Mike looks in his mirrors, sees the Ferraris right there. He's driving his heart out. Absolutely. Now, here's the key corner right here. Here's the key corner, and both of them know it. That Ferrari doesn't have a good run. I don't see it happening again. See, Mike covers the inside. See him pull down to the left? He's covering the inside. So want to pass me on the outside. Ooh,
whoa,
that hurt him.
Mike Fitzgerald, that will be costly, and that has given Brent Martini even more motivation. He's right there. He'll be in the draft coming through NASCAR 3 and 4. Look at the Ferrari. Here he comes. What will he have for him on the main straight?
Well, he's got a run, but I don't know if he's got enough of a run. That BMW's got a V8 engine in it, and it really has legs down the straightaway.
Fitzgerald responds. There's your answer straight away. But Brent Martini will not give up. It's a Daytona prototype leading the way at the hands of JC France and Hurley Haywood. It's his birthday tomorrow. What a great present that will be, an early present. 2 wins back-to-back in the Rolex Sports Car Series. They're just minutes away from that. And we're watching the battle for second and third. Overall, the battle for first in GT class honors. Bell Motorsports team will be glued to the track. Look at Kurt Wagner. He can't believe it. The Ferrari man will find out. In the world of motorsport here in the States or abroad, Speed News will bring you up to date each and every weekend here on Speed. This race has been amazing. BMW versus Ferrari. What a thrilling end. What a climax. Brent Martini is not giving up. While we were away, Brent drew level with Mike Fitzgerald on the back stretch going down into NASCAR 3 and 4 and just pulled out of it. This fight is not going away. Look at Kurt Wagner. He is beside himself. He cannot believe this. I'm sure he's wishing he was there, but Brent Martini's doing a great job.
Brent's doing a real good job. He just can't seem to get a break. I mean, Mike is holding him off. Mike's driving the car really well, and he just can't. Mike's not making a mistake. Mike's doing a beautiful job. He gets a run a little bit right in here, but not enough to pull it off.
Just updating you on a few other things. David Donahue has got past the BMW-powered Picchio and is now the second-place Daytona prototype, so it's looking good in that class for a Brumos 1-2. And we need to say that Tommy Riggins has got back onto the lead lap. Look at the Ferrari. Here he comes. Brent Martini, what a run.
Well, see, what's happening here, the BMW has burned his back tires off. You can see that. He slid real hard coming into one. He's spinning them a lot coming up on the banking. So he's having a real trouble with that. There's nothing he can do about it. He has to deal with it. One slip up and that Ferrari's going to be on him. He knows it. See it slide? See the back tires? See the back of the car? Now watch, he's covering the inside. He's covering the inside. Doesn't want to give him the inside. So the Ferrari goes outside to get a run, so he can get a run coming off, get a better run off, get a better exit. So he pulls up behind him again. But the BMW is strong down the backstretch, strong in acceleration.
You're in Brent Martini's shoes now. What do you do? How can you combat the power of this BMW?
You know, you have to keep doing what Brent's doing. Just keep doing it. Keep pressing, and hopefully you can get up beside the BMW at the right place.
Kurt Wagner crossing his fingers, hoping that Brent, his teammate, will have something for Mike Fitzgerald. That's Terry Borchella in the Doran for Bell Motorsports as well. So you've got two Bell cars here, one in either category, GT and Daytona prototype.
Yeah, but I'll tell you that the 54 car, Terry's just going to go by both of them.
Yeah.
Brent did the right thing. Just let him by.
Just had word from the Grand American officials that once they come across the line, there will be just 2 laps remaining here at Phoenix International Raceway. We started in the daylight this afternoon. A beautiful day, pretty strong breeze, but a lovely day nonetheless. We've driven into the night. Things have cooled down. The cars are running beautifully. We have all 4 Daytona prototypes still running and running strong, but no one quite as strong as Hurley Haywood and JC France up front, enjoying the lead, and will go to back-to-back victories in just 2 laps time.
Boy, my hat's off to both these guys. These guys are driving their hearts out and doing it. Just, it's fun watching. It's exciting racing right here.
They go back onto the infield section. Meanwhile, our race leader, JC France, there were some anxious moments early when he picked up some marbles, some rubber on the tires. Thought he had a flat, picked up some rocks in the tyres as well. Thought he had a flat, a tyre going down. It wasn't to be. He put his foot to the floor again, responded after that last caution, and now he is on his way home. And this battle isn't going away either. They know the importance. They've got 1.5 laps left. Here comes a Ferrari on the inside. He needs to get that position.
He's got to get up in there, but he just doesn't quite have the power. And now he's in the draft of the BMW, so he can't, you know, he doesn't have the grip in the middle like that. When he gets up close to the BMW, it's real hard to get a run going. This is it, last lap.
They are on their way home now. Well, we said right at the top of the show some 3 hours ago that Hurley, Haywood and JC France were quietly confident. The game plan was to stay out of the trouble, cruise around, keep their nose clean and be there at the end, and that's exactly what they have done. We saw some thrilling racing early on between David Donahue, Darren Law, Terry Borchella and Hurley Haywood, but the famous 59 has done it again. JC France will experience that winning feeling, and it's a Brumos 1-2 as far as the Daytona prototype class, and the Ferrari trying the outside line, the over and under line. Look at this, he's got great drive out of the corner. Brett Martini has done it, but watch the BMW's power down the back straight.
Is he going to stay
second
there?
overall in the race. The Ferrari has the inside line. Great stuff. He's done it when it counts. Will the BMW come back in a straight line, though, to the line? Brett Martini will do it. What a comeback right when it counted. Awesome stuff. Court Wagner, they're delighted. That's their second successive class win and second overall in the race. Well done to the Ferrari of Washington boys. A thrilling battle between Martini and Fitzgerald.
That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Hey, Mike gave him the outside.
And he took
Didn't
it.
work.
There's the Brumos team, thrilled with their victory. JC France, Hurley Haywood, they've done it again. And the 58 car finished second in class. We'll wrap it up. Round series. Look at that. 2 GT cars in the top 3, but Haywood and France successful again. Well done to Riggins and McAvern, 4th overall, best GTS car. And Donahue Borkowski, 2nd in class. 3rd in DP class, Lally and Law in the BMW-powered Piccio. As we look at the remaining results, Jack, your final thoughts. What a round.
Some of the best road racing I've seen as long as I can remember. I can't wait to combine.